What's up, guys?
Hi.
Welcome to Tips from Your Boyfriend, episode 15. I'm Chingis.
I'm Bethany.
I hope you guys know that by now. But I think that, should we keep introducing ourselves every single time?
I think so, because if someone stumbles across this, you never know.
All right, okay, we could do that. We're the Calstons anyways, and today we're going to be talking about two topics. The health topic is going to be about the great outdoors and spending time outside in the fresh air. And then the second topic is going to be about alone time spent in relationships and how spending time by yourself away from your partner can actually be just as good for you spending time together.
Agreed.
Yeah. So let's kick off with great outdoors.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why I want to talk about it so much is because we spent so much time outside this weekend.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So we live in Boston, and it has been very, 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 very overcast and rainy this year. I feel sometimes like I moved to Seattle. And when it's sunny, we try to take advantage of that. And so this weekend we went outside, we went to the beach, we walked along the water. Today we explored around one of the little towns that's nearby, and we went outside, and oh my gosh, what a difference. What a difference. I feel like my entire mood just changes and lifts, and yeah, you feel like a new person. So I think just prioritizing being outside instead of just being lazy about it and kind of taking it for granted.
Yeah, sometimes it's also hard to realize what kind of effect it's going to have on you. Like, I'm very much a homebody. I like spending time at home. I like sitting on my computer. I like sitting on the couch. I like reading. I like doing my video games. I like spending time on the internet, just like browsing stupid social media, whatever. And then like I never feel like I need outdoor time until I get outdoors, and all of a sudden I feel like 10 times better than I was feeling before.
Yeah.
Like I feel content almost without going outside until I go outside, and then I'm just like, I don't know how I was feeling content with that feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I almost normalized my inside kind of feeling, and then I get outside and I just feel 10 times better, and I just can't believe it.
Right. I think for me, I always wait for the perfect conditions to go outside. If it's slightly cold or if it's nippy or if it's windy, I just don't make an effort to go outside because I just expect to be miserable. Because me and my California self is like, well, it needs to be 75 and perfect and sunny for me to go outside. And realizing that regardless of the weather, I actually need to make effort to go outside and just kind of prepare for whatever weather I need to, because even if it's a little bit down weather. So for example, I went to the beach on Monday on my day off of work. And even that, it was cold, it was windy, it was stormy, it was overcast, but it refreshed me.
Yeah.
And I needed that.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, just not making weather an excuse for getting outside.
I don't know how much I would like spending time in the rain, though. I don't know.
Yeah, rain's a tough one.
For like a little bit, right? I probably would enjoy the rain if I was stuck indoors for the longest time just to get outside.
Well, and I think part of it's getting cozy too, right? Like if I got some good rain boots, if I got an umbrella and I went outside, but I don't do that. I just look
rain
outside.
Jacket up.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, it's raining outside, and like I'll throw on a rain jacket and just be kind of miserable. And I think kind of similar to like when I was snowboarding before, I didn't have any good snowboarding gear, and it was a lot more miserable than when I invested in good snowboarding gear. And what a difference it made. Being comfortable outside just changed everything for me. So it's like I could actually enjoy my time. And so I think if I make it a priority, I'm going to go outside no matter what the weather is, and then just kind of prepare for it.
I think a good way that a lot of people get outdoors is they get pets.
Yeah.
Especially dogs, obviously. Yeah. Like you can walk cats, because I've seen people walk cats before, but like...
That's so strange.
People walk dogs, though. So forget the cats for a second. People walk their dogs, and they have to walk their dogs every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? It has to go outside, it has to do its duty, and all that kinds of stuff. And so it doesn't matter what kind of weather it is, it has to go outside during the day.
Yeah. And
so I feel like that's probably a decent way for a lot of people to get their outdoor time.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if like you want to get a pet specifically so you spend more time outdoors, but
it's not a bad strategy. As long as you can take care of it.
As long as you care about it, take care of it, can afford it, all that kind of stuff. And then like, as long as you're a pet person too. But like, who's not a dog person?
Yeah.
But it is one of the benefits of getting a dog is that you get more time outside because you have this responsibility, and now it kind of forces you to go outside.
Yeah, it's true.
So we went this weekend to a couple beaches. Well, we checked out a few places.
Yep.
So today we went to Marblehead, And then yesterday we went where?
Plum Island.
Plum Island, got it.
Newburyport.
Yeah. That was a nice beach walk.
That one's my favorite beach. Out of all the beaches in Massachusetts, it feels like an actual beach instead of a pile of rocks.
There's a few rocks there, but I agree. Yeah.
But I'm hating.
You can't compare East Coast beaches to West Coast beaches. It's not fair.
No.
Because I don't know if you guys have been to LA, Manhattan Beach, or what are those beaches? What's that beach that was across the street from the restaurant we went to?
Oh, Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
That's like the famous beach where they're surfing.
Capital,
yeah, exactly. That thing's insane. It's just like gorgeous flat sand for like 100 feet or more before you actually get to the water. Yeah. And the water is like shallow and goes out very like not very steep. And like there's so much space with so much solid, perfect condition sand that like you can't compare anything that we might have in Boston like to that.
No.
Anything you have in Boston is like, I don't know, 20 feet of sand. And then half that sand is like filled with like rocks and like these little like leaves of grass and like all that. And then the other half the sand is very steep going into the ocean.
No, I remember the first time we went to the beach, you brought beach chairs and asked me if I wanted a beach chair. And I just looked at you like you were crazy because I'm like, who brings a beach chair to the beach? I'm just fine with my towel. And I get there and I'm the only person on a towel. I'm laying on a bed of rocks. Yeah. And I see everyone at the beach on beach chairs. And I'm just like, what is this? Because in California, the only time you bring a beach chair is if you're going to like see fireworks at a park or something. You don't bring beach chairs to the beach. You lay a towel out.
Well, it's much more comfortable out there.
Yeah, it is.
With a towel.
To your point, yeah, it's different sand, different environment.
Sand. Even if like the sand is nice here, it's usually completely uneven. Yeah. And like laying on it, you're just like
it's very aggressive. It's not soft sand.
Beach chair is the way to go though in general. Yeah. I feel like beach chairs should make their way to the other coast. Because it's just nice. You don't want to be laying on top of the sand the entire time. No, it's relaxed to sit in a beach chair, especially if you have like a little beer holder. And then like you can have your food, you're sitting up. And then if you need to, you can just lie down your towel.
No.
It's options.
It's grounding to be on the ground, to have your feet in the sand, to be able to lay out. I hate sitting. Also, too, for the record, I hate sitting just in general. If he enjoys it, he could sit all day, every day and doesn't care. For me, I squirm. I don't know if like in a past life or something, I was like tortured to sit or something because I hate sitting. I really can't stand it. I'm always moving around like crazy, even in movies. Like, for example, we went to go see a movie last night and I was just moving around constantly.
But like, okay, you go to the beach, you go with friends. How do you talk to your friends all laying down like that?
You're all laying down.
But like, don't you want to like sit kind of like in a semicircle or something? You know what I mean? Where like you're all kind of facing the water, but also kind of facing each other, and you can talk to each other.
You either sit on the ground, just like picnic style, or you're all laying down in a row with like a hat on your face or like whatever.
Do you guys at least bring like umbrellas?
Sometimes. If it's a big enough group.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like those big like awnings?
If you have a party, yeah, like if it's 4th of July or Memorial Weekend or something like that, yeah. Or if you have a big group.
So it's just chairs that you guys don't like?
No.
Okay. That's weird.
You're weird. No. Chairs is such a, like an old people.
No, it's not. Chairs is such a comfy thing.
It's a cop out.
It's such like when you go to when you go to the pool. You don't just lay down on the tile at the pool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a tile isn't sand.
You sit in like those pool chairs.
Yeah, but it's not sand.
They're like cement. Recliners. You can actually
There's a difference between sand and cement.
Not much of a difference.
Well, out here there's not.
All right, don't shit on like East Coast beaches too much. We are on the East Coast.
This is true.
I mean, Singing Beach is nice. The one we went to, was it yesterday or a couple of days ago?
Last week.
Last week.
Yeah, so we went to Singing Beach in Ipswich? No.
Beverly?
No.
Gloucester?
No. Manchester by the Sea.
Manchester by the Sea, yeah, got it.
And it's this gorgeous little, it's a tiny beach. It's a tiny little stretch of beach, but it's gorgeous. It has these beautiful rocks, mansions that are kind of overlooking the cliffs, and then puppies everywhere.
A lot of
It's an
dogs.
off-leash beach,
Yeah.
and so it's just puppies frolicking around everywhere, which is fun.
I imagine during the summer it's probably nice.
Yeah.
And so like, not only do you get a lot of dogs there probably during the summer, but you also probably get like a lot of beach goers and a lot of like towels and like a lot of chairs and just hanging out down there.
Yeah. But yeah, what a difference to your mood being outside though. Goodness.
Yeah, I don't know how we just assumed that outdoors means the beach. It doesn't. Like we went for a walk today.
That's true.
And that was nice because it's like you just get some fresh air, you get a little bit of like a exercise walking around and like whatever like indoor fog you had kind of like lifts.
Yeah. Well, it was funny too because we have a path that goes around our apartment complex.
Yeah.
And we've lived here for almost a year now.
Almost
and
a year.
we just did that walk for the first time
Yep.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And even that, just like a little refresh of going outside. And when I used to work an office job, I worked an office job very, very briefly, just a handful of years. Anytime I had a break, I would go outside. I'd go outside for a walk and just completely come back a calmer, more reasonable person than before I went for the walk.
One thing I don't like about walking here too much is that it's only, like I like walking here, honestly, like in general, it's nice. But we are at Market Street and it's like, it's just shops. And so they're not like quaint shops or like kind of like small store things. It's like there's a Nike here, there's like a Athleta, right?
Yeah.
There's a whatever the Athleta competitor is.
Lululemon.
All that kinds of stuff. And it's like these are the big stores that are kind of, we walked by, we look inside like the glass windows, and it's like walking like through and buy all this stuff if you're not going to be shopping, like it's fine the first couple times. But then afterwards, it kind of gets a little boring.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, too, if you're going to make a priority of being outside, kind of going more towards the nature side of things. So, like, for example, the path that goes behind the house, I honestly think we should do that more often. And
Yeah.
also, we live close to Breakheart Reservation, which is, it's only 10 minutes away. And we've been there once. So,
Especially the back entrance.
yeah.
Because, like, there's nobody at the back entrance. So all the tourists and all the people who go to Breakheart always go in the front entrance, and so it's always packed.
Yeah.
But like the back entrance that we go to, there's almost never any cars there. There's always parking spots, and it's always very chill.
Yeah.
And like we should just go there more often.
But it's something that we have to prioritize, because if you don't prioritize it and make an effort of like, okay, once a day I'm going to get outside, I'm going to do it during my lunch break, or I'm going to go here today, I think you just have to be so intentional, like anything else, right? With exercise or anything else that's good for us. Getting into the habit, connecting it with something that we're already doing. And I think that for you and I, that's something that we can work on to improve for sure.
It doesn't help that the last time we went there, we were eaten by mosquitoes.
This is true. This is true.
So it's like my memories of Breakheart right now is just going up that little hill, walking by all these puddles where I guarantee there's just like so many mosquitoes like everywhere, and then just being eaten the entire time.
This is true. But again, being intentional, coming back to like where we want to go instead of just being like, ah.
Yeah. And then the other
You're
time,
missing my point, man.
I know, I get it. We need to be intentional. We need to go, but my memories of it are not pleasant.
Yes. And I wasn't talking about just that in general. I just meant getting outside.
Yeah. Because like we didn't really go hiking last summer. We should go hiking this summer.
Yeah.
That would be great outdoors, because it's like if you can go on like a 2 or 3 hour hike, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And then like that'll lift my mood entirely, because it's not a walk, it's a hike. So you're like, your elevation gain is probably going to be 1,000 to 2,000 feet, and it's going to be a workout. Make sure to always bring water. You dehydrate so much more while hiking than you actually think you do. You know what I mean? As a rule of thumb, I think personally, I don't feel thirsty while I'm hiking, but then, and I feel like I drink the amount of water that I need. But my rule of thumb is I drink 2 to 3 times the amount of water that I need.
Yeah.
And then I feel normal.
Yeah.
Because if I just drink what I think I need, I end up dehydrated like quite a bit.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people too dehydrate while they're hiking because they're afraid, "Oh, I don't want to have to go pee or use the restroom." And to your point, not a good idea.
Right, because like you're sweating it all out. You actually don't really you don't really feel how much you're sweating out, but you're sweating all of it out.
Yeah.
And so it's like you really need to drink it, especially with electrolytes.
Yeah.
And we talked about electrolytes in a different podcast.
Yep.
We use the Element electrolytes.
Yep.
And so I use those. Those are great.
Yeah, no sugar, which I like.
What else can be considered great outdoors? Park?
Yeah, parks
like
are like Breakheart.
Breakheart,
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, just anything. Just making an intention of I'm going to go outside, as much as you can daily and just spending whatever time. Or, for example, too, when I used to work, again, office job or whatever job, right? I used to go and find a local park and I would just sit and be the creeper there that's either, sitting on a bench, or I would lay at a picnic by myself and I would eat my lunch outside. And I loved that. Yeah. And so it's things like that. And I think just we get so into our routines and into our bubbles that we don't think about things that are so simple and like attainable like that. It could be something that's 5 minutes away, and just sitting out there eating your lunch is just going to refresh you.
That's true. But like people in our life, that's like advice for people at our stage of life, right? I'm thinking now. But like,
yes and no. Because like if you're in high school or middle school or something like that, you can grab a couple friends and go sit outside and eat your lunch outside. You don't have to be inside the cafeteria.
That's true. That's 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like teenagers get enough outdoor time, I think. Actually, I don't know about that one.
I don't think that's the case.
With the amount of phone usage now, and like how much people watch YouTube or like go on social media and all that kinds of stuff. Even if they go outside, I feel like they're just on their phones while they're outdoors.
Yeah, too much screens.
Well, yeah, especially when they're not with their families, when they're friends with anything like that, I feel like they're always on their phones.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know that if someone watches this, they're going to come in and be like, I'm not on my phone. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it helps too if you play a sport, right? Like if you're doing like group sports and things like that, because that's automatically going to draw you outside too.
Yeah. If you're doing some sort of sport in general, I think that you're going to get enough outdoor time.
Yeah. That's what I like about snowboarding during the winter too, is that's another thing that kind of pulls us outdoors, which I like.
Gets you out in the cold.
Yeah.
Gets you used to it.
Yeah.
Builds up that brown fat. Get all nice and warm and cozy.
Yeah.
What else? I think I had another thought about outdoors, but I don't quite remember. Oh, I was just going to talk about sun and vitamin D. And how, like, if you ever go outdoors, you're going to get some sun. Another reason why you might feel good is because you're going to get vitamin D from like a little bit of tanning going on.
Yep.
Even during the winter, if you just get a little bit of like sun on your face, it'll help.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Any last thoughts about the outdoors?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we went all over the place with that one, I think.
Well, it's because we spent so much time outside.
Yeah.
Driving around, doing stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice, honestly.
I needed it.
Yep. That and yoga. Needed that too.
Yeah, it's true. It was good.
Even though I was distracted by the guy next to me.
We've had a really good Sunday. Sundays are our jam, for sure. We start out doing yoga, and then we'll do a coffee date at one of our favorite coffee shops in Salem, which is really close by. And then we'll go spend time outside or doing things that kind of just fill up our cup, so to speak. What'd you call them? Spirit Sundays? Soulful Sundays?
Spiritual Sundays?
Yeah, spiritual Sundays, I think is what you called them.
I think so. Where it's like essentially, you fill up your cup, your soul cup. Or like you go outside and you like get in touch with yourself, get in touch with nature, get in touch with just anything besides work or like something else.
Yeah.
You just like relax your mind a little bit.
Yeah, our Sundays are my favorite.
Yeah, especially if it's like sunny outside, going outdoors during the afternoon is gonna be it's very nice.
Yeah. And
then if it gets hotter and hotter, I think that we should start hitting the beach.
Yeah. Don't gotta tell me twice. Beach though.
Yeah.
Except for Plum Island. Plum Island's actually a beach.
Yeah, we should get a season pass there.
Yeah.
Because only $20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Get a season pass there. It'd be easy enough. And then it's close enough too. Like I feel like when we went up 93, that's like only less than 30 minutes, and then even Route 1 going up there, it's less than 30 minutes.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
The Route 1 traffic is not that bad either.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's something we have to look forward to. Moving on, let's move on to the relationship part of it. We're going to talk about alone time.
Yeah, you can springboard this one because this is your jam, 100%.
Okay, so everybody's different. For me, when I think to myself of balancing together time and alone time, I feel like I need almost equal parts of both. I feel like once you get into a relationship, oftentimes you get into kind of the swing of time, like this habit of like you spend so much time together, right? Like 70-80% of the time together. And I think a lot of people like that. And a lot of people like that's what they look for, that's what they want, that's what they get comfy with, and that's what they expect. For me though, like I don't mind together time, but even with my wife and my partner, my life partner, too much together time gets a little overwhelming. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
And so like I need my alone time to essentially just decompress,
Recharge, essentially.
Yeah, I don't want to say recharge though, because I don't want to say like I'm losing charge when I'm spending time with you.
Aw.
Because that's what they say about introverts, right? It's just like you lose energy when you're socializing versus extroverts gain energy when they're socializing.
Right.
And so it's like, I'm an introvert, yes. I generally lose energy when I socialize with people, but not with you. But I do feel like I still want to like think thoughts that are outside of like our interactions. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, alone time is almost necessary in order to keep my mood up. Otherwise, I get a little cranky.
Yeah.
So like number one crankiness is when I'm hungry. But then number two crankiness is when like I don't ever get time to myself.
Yeah.
To do things by myself, to be by myself.
Which was a huge learning curve for me when we first moved in together, because I was single pretty much my entire 20s. And then prior to that, before college, I was homeschooled up until college. And I'm an only child. And so my entire life has pretty much been defined by alone time. I have spent so much of my life just completely on my own. And so because of that, I'm a little bit traumatized from that. And now that I don't have to be alone, I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just want to spend all day, every day together. And I'm totally content at doing that. And we don't even have to be doing something together, but just in proximity. And so when you first started speaking up for what you needed of needing some alone time, I took it personally because I was like, oh, he doesn't love me anymore. He's sick of me. I'm too boring. And so I would try to cling on even harder because I'm just like, no, you must love me and love this and we're great together and all the things, which backfires because then you become even crankier and you need it more. And then eventually you were able to express to me, and I was able to finally understand that it's just what you need. And it had nothing to do with me. It was just, that's what you need to be your happiest self. And also too, for me, I think I need a healthier balance of being able to be okay on my own without feeling that like PTSD of like loneliness.
Right. And then it's like, I think it's a learning kind of occur for both of us, right? Because while you were doing that, I was learning how to be more and more comfortable with more together time.
Yeah.
Versus like, when I was like previously in a single, like by myself, it's like I preferred to be alone. And like sometimes I would like want to socialize, but I had friends for that. But the rest of the time, 90% of the time, I was just by myself, which I was okay with. But then I'd still want to like have some socialization too.
Yeah.
And so like, while you bent one way, I bent the other, and we were just trying to meet in the middle there. And so I think we got to a good point where we are meeting in the middle all the time.
Yeah. And I think too, I've learned to kind of take back my alone time and use that for meditation or breath work and prayer and whatever else, and trying to actually make time that I enjoy for myself instead of being like, I'm forced alone. I used to call it forced alone time.
Forced alone time, yeah.
He'd be like, I'm going to go, do my own thing. And I'd be like, yeah, forced alone time.
That's how you felt about it, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a punishment, literally. Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No.
100% not.
No.
I just needed time to myself.
Yeah.
Time to just let my brain just focus on whatever I wanted to focus on and not have to focus on like this kind of like group situation.
Yeah.
Or just me and you situation.
Right. And I think too, even just like going back to healthy relationships, right? It was a concept that I could mentally wrap my mind around of like, okay, if you smother a fire, it's going to go out. So it's not good to have smothering and just constant. And then also too, just having your sense of self in a relationship instead of just morphing into some couple thing, having a little bit of sense of self, the person that your partner fell in love with as well, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously you're going to evolve together, but also maintaining who you are and what you love and what lights you up individually too. So mentally I knew that, but I had to actually like come to a place where I was like okay with it.
Yeah, and it's like we want to have like our own separate kind of activities and things that we want to do.
Yeah.
For instance, me and you do yoga together.
Yep.
But you're also taking yoga by yourself also at the Salty Buddha.
Yeah.
And so it's like, while we do stuff together, since the yoga is mostly your hobby, it's like you also do it on your own time for your own benefit.
Yep.
Without trying to like force me to do it with you.
Right.
And I feel like that's been working out pretty good.
Yeah.
That also, you've been doing like red light therapy, you've been doing meditations, breath work, and all the kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, miss me with that woo-woo crap.
Meditation's good for you. It's not woo-woo. There's science behind that.
Okay, fine. Not meditation. Meditation is good because it calms your mind. I like that. Red light therapy, I'm sure there's some benefit to that. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. But then like the breath work, I still don't quite understand that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I keep telling him we'll have to do that together, honestly, for him to experience. Because for me, breath work, it's so oxygenating what it does to your body that it almost gives you a high. When I've done it, it's the clear, you just go into kind of a trance state and your mind just gets so clear. Because I used to not be able to meditate at all.
Yeah.
For me, it actually increased my anxiety like tenfold. I could not sit with myself and sit with my anxious thoughts. And so giving me something to focus on externally, like my breath, really helped. But I didn't expect it to be such a transformative experience to the point where it just kind of takes you out of yourself and it just kind of clears everything. And we'll have to try it and then we'll have to do an episode on it, honestly, because I could go on and on about that for sure.
You'll have to explain it better.
Yeah.
Or like give me a resource to read up on about it before like we talk about it, because it's like I don't know.
Well, like I said, you'll have to actually do it. You'll have to guinea pig with it.
I'll try it.
No one's saying you have to make a practice of it, but just try it and then say your experience.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
And so like those are your things.
Yep.
My things right now are just video games, I think.
Yeah. Which I have no interest in, so.
Although we did play that one together.
We did. That was fun.
It Takes Two.
That was fun.
Yeah. It was
And
a fun little
then I
co-op
watched
game.
you doing the Harry Potter one, which we kind of did together. Like he did the physical part of it, and I would help with the decision making a little bit. But
Yeah, because that one was like such a story-driven game
yeah.
that like you can kind of watch somebody play it because all of it's driven by a story. It's like almost like watching a movie, except like you get some impact about like how things go in the movie.
Right.
And so like you'll go in, you'll talk to all these main characters, like you're the main character, but then you talk to all these side characters and like you develop relationships with them, and then you make choices about how that relationship is supposed to develop.
Yeah.
For instance, like it's a Harry Potter game, so we were a student at Hogwarts.
Yep.
And we ended up being friends with someone from Slytherin, someone from Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw, right?
I think so.
Okay. And we betrayed the Slytherin guy at the end. He was my favorite, actually. So his name's Sebastian. We had like the best adventures too, because like we would just go constantly like trying to figure out some sort of Salazar Slytherin history and whatever, and we'd constantly be going fighting people, solving puzzles together, yada yada. But then like we'd also be like learning all the unforgivable curses while we're like adventuring with him, right?
Slowly going into the dark side.
Into the dark side, right? And then at the essentially, I don't want to spoil it, but like I don't know if it'll matter too much. Eventually, like we betrayed him because we like gave him over to the police. Essentially, we tattled on him.
Yeah.
When we shouldn't have.
I mean, he kind of deserved it, but.
But we should have been loyal to him instead of like.
We did the right thing.
I keep telling yourself that.
It was just a rough ending. We didn't expect it to be as intense as it was with the ending, but anyways.
It's because, like, we essentially became the third wheel in Sebastian and some other guy's friendship. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
Whereas, like, Sebastian wanted to keep doing things, his best friend wanted him to stop, but then we kept egging him on. And then at the end, when after, like, Sebastian kind of zaps somebody, we're just like, I'm going to side with your friend on this one, where we essentially just tattled on him.
Yeah.
And he went to prison.
We sent someone to Azkaban.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else do you like to do for yourself? Or like in your own time?
Gym sometimes, just to get alone time with the gym. Honestly, video games is pretty much the big one.
Yeah.
Just to turn off my brain a little bit.
Yeah.
That, or I also read the news. But I haven't read the news too often, too much. I've been not kind of interested in it recently.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like to read drama on Reddit.
I always call it as Jerry Springer. 'Cause I'm like, what are you reading?
It's always like this weird. It's a bunch of different subreddits, right? And it's always this weird moral quandaries of like, did I do the right thing or did I not do the right thing? And essentially, all the people on Reddit like kind of judge you whether you do the right thing or not. And the people write these elaborate stories nowadays, right? Which I don't really believe are true because I feel like they're written like they're pieces of fiction. And so I just go on there, read the fiction, like understand what the dilemma is. And then, like, me and you sometimes talk about it. Like, did this person do the right thing or did this person do the wrong thing? And it's entertaining to me. You know what I mean?
Such a gossip.
It's not a gossip. It's just like, I like reading about other people's drama. I don't know. It's like, what was the most recent one? Some guy was dating a girl for like 2 years. And she like went to a different city and like ended up sleeping in one of her like ex-boyfriend's places or something.
Yeah.
And so
like a drunk night out.
Yeah. And like he broke up with her on the spot and he was just wondering like, am I wrong for doing that? And I'm like, no. Good job. There's like layers to it, right? So like we could always like pick it up and like read about it more, but not today.
Yeah.
We can maybe talk about some Reddit posts another time.
Yeah.
Be interesting. But yeah, alone time. Need that shit. So it's like it's good for like spending time together where you guys get some quality time and then spending time alone, quality time alone.
Yeah. And I would say for the people like me who have PTSD with being alone and really don't like being alone, find what lights you up and go do that because you'll really learn to embrace it and appreciate it because to your point, it's healthy. It's healthy for you as a person. It's healthy for you as a couple.
Yeah.
So if you don't enjoy it, just really try to embrace it and lean into it instead of trying to like draw you in instead.
And then last but not least, it's like you can have alone time together too.
Yeah.
Like recently what we've been doing is like TV is set up over there, my computer's set up over there, and like she'll be watching Survivor and then I'll just be playing my video game.
Yeah.
And like we essentially have our alone time together.
Right. And we're still kind of connected because he'll peek over and be watching the show and understanding kind of some of what I'm going through and we can chat with each other if we want to, or I can bring over food to him or whatever it is. And it's just, it's a little in between of actual alone time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Any last thoughts?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stream of thought?
Ooh. I think I just love our Sundays. Honestly, I've just been really enjoying them lately. We just have such a good rhythm of doing things that we really enjoy and love, and it just is really refreshing going into the week with that, and I just love that we do that.
Good. I love our Sundays too. They're nice.
Yeah.
I love getting coffee, sitting at the coffee shop, and like watching as people walk by.
Yeah.
Very interesting crowd in Salem. Like if you guys don't know, we live like very close to Salem, Massachusetts, which is the witch city, where all the witch burnings happened and hangings. They didn't burn them. Did they burn them? No, they hung them. I'm pretty sure they hung them.
There was someone who was pressed to death.
He was pressed to death, but I'm pretty sure they just hung them. Anyways, it attracts a unique crowd. And everybody's very, very different there and how like they approach their uniqueness
Yeah.
And so it's kind of interesting watching people walk by.
That and the fur babies too. There's some little dogs, like there's a corgi that comes every week and little things like that that are fun too. And the coffee shop people know our name and like know our orders. Yeah. Nice little routine. And then we talk about too what we want to talk about here, which is a nice little way of kind of connecting and getting on the same page about our ideas for this too. Yeah,
we always try to pick from our experiences and like the last couple of days. That way it's fresh and we know what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
We know what we want to say. But yeah, so stream of thought on my side. I don't know. My hair is kind of crazy, which I'm kind of okay with because I like it when it's a little wavier and free like this than when it's like super straight and flat.
He has a man crush on Timothy Chalamet,
I think.
Chalamet.
It's not a man crush.
It's a man crush. It's okay. You can do your man crush. So his hair is emulating that. When it gets really crazy, right now your hair is a little foofy, but when his hair gets really curly, it kind of gets like that Dune Timothy Chalamet look. And yeah.
It's not like I grew out my hair to look like him, literally. I just grew my hair because I just wanted to grow out my hair like last time.
It's true. So I know, but he enjoys emulating it a little bit.
It's fine, yes. But grew out my hair, and then like I have a hair appointment in a month, less than a month.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of debating whether I want to cut it like short, or if I want to keep it kind of semi at this length, but then like clean it up on my neck here.
Yeah.
Which I might do that honestly, because like if I clean up my neck here and then keep it long, then I'll be able to like put it up back here too.
Yeah.
Which will be nice. It'll be different. It'll be easy. It'll be if I can just tie it up here, it'll be out of my face. Because like the main issue I have right now is that like whenever I bend over or do anything, it just gets in my eyes, and like I don't like that.
Yeah, he wears a headband when we're at the gym, and I really like it. It's very 90s, like the kind of guy that I had a crush on growing up in the 90s, and so I like it.
I'm glad. All right, the other stream of thought is that like I noticed that we had one viewer. He came and went. He watched us for 2 minutes.
Hey!
Yeah, and then I'm like, why did he go? Are we boring? We probably are.
We ramble a little bit.
We don't talk about anything interesting, I don't think.
I think we just need to not ramble as much. I think once we make a point, we need to kind of just move on quickly from that, or make our point and then not keep it as local either. Because if we're talking about just like very, very local things, people can't relate as much.
I agree. Probably talk about a little bit other regions.
Yeah.
If we can.
Or not even necessarily that, but just kind of keep it relevant regardless of where you are.
I feel like we should also jump topics a little quicker.
I agree.
I know we usually do 2 topics and we usually spend like another 30 minutes or so talking about those 2 things, or like a little more than that. But I think we should probably choose a lot more topics and then maybe spend like 10 minutes talking about each one.
Yeah. Because like you said, or just make it a shorter podcast if we've said all we need to say. I can talk. Yeah,
because I'm thinking like so much of media nowadays is like short form, like 20-second videos, 1 minute tops usually, right? And then on top of that, it's like whenever you watch like the daytime show or something like that, they only talk about something for like 10 minutes tops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They might have a guest on and they invite and talk to that guest for like 10 minutes and then move on to the next one. They'll have another current event that they talk about. They talk about that for 10 minutes and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever like stay on one topic for too long.
Right.
Which I don't mind staying on one topic for a while and like really discussing it, but at the same time, it's like once we make our points about the topic that we want, like if we're not experts on it or we don't deep dive, then I'm not sure what else to like say about it.
Yeah, I agree. Because I do think that when I watch previous episodes that you and I have done, I feel like we spend a little bit too much time kind of beating a dead horse in a way.
Yeah.
And exploring like too many aspects, I feel like, instead of just moving on.
Because like when that guy came on and left, I'm thinking to myself like, well, he just came in the middle of like a conversation.
Yeah.
He has no idea what we're talking about.
Right.
And so like if we kind of switch topics a little quicker, it's like he gets to be at the beginning. You know what I mean? He gets there to be there at the start of what we started. And then he'll be involved in since the beginning of that conversation. So he'll know what we're saying, he'll understand the context, he'll understand everything.
Yeah.
And so if we kind of like jump from topic to topic, that way like if people join in and they join in and only watch for 5 minutes, they'll catch the beginning of a topic and then they will be up to date with what we're talking about.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah. So I think that's like a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
We should focus on that a little.
Yeah. And then, like I said, no name dropping, no keeping it too local.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We'll get better at it.
No, I agree, but that's just my stream of thought. It's like I saw that guy come and go, and then like immediately my brain started thinking about that stuff, and I was like half distracted while we were talking about other stuff.
Got it.
I just need to get off my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy Easter, by the way.
Yeah, happy Easter. We forgot to mention that. Hopefully you spend it with your family. Hopefully you love your family. If not, please do. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about Easter.
Yeah, just spend time with whatever lights up your soul, for sure. I feel like that would be a good topic, honestly, like spirituality and just the importance of like having faith in something.
That would be interesting, yeah. I feel like some people would not appreciate that or laugh at that. But it's okay, we can convince them.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting too, because like we could talk about it later, but like that, I saw an article written by a therapist, and she was talking about for mental health, and she was talking about from that aspect. She's like, you have to believe in something bigger than yourself in order to keep like even just like mental health well. And she was kind of diving into the benefits of that, and she wasn't even necessarily talking about religion, but just like spirituality and believing yourself is something a part of something bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do think that a lot of people can benefit from that.
Yeah.
Because like if there is nothing bigger than you in the world, in the universe, then it becomes a little hard to grasp.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll have to write that one down.
Yeah. I agree. Any last thoughts?
No.
No?
We went all over the place.
Well, that's what stream of thought is.
It's true. It's true. But I feel like this episode in general, like on all the topics, we went all over the place. In a good way. In a good way. It flowed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting better.
We are getting better, I think. And it's a good time to sign off because my nose is starting to get itchy. So thanks for tuning in for Tips from Your Boyfriend.
Yay.
This has been episode 15. I'm Chingis.
I'm Bethany.
And you follow us on YouTube. Smash that like button and subscribe. We're on Instagram and TikTok at Tips from Your Boyfriend, all one word, no spaces. I am on Twitter at the Calliston. I don't tweet that much, but I should. And then
I am at Bethany Calliston on Instagram if you want to follow my content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Yeah.